Safety car, safety car, safety car. Slow down, single file guys, single file, safety car, safety car.
Good evening everyone, welcome aboard the 333-111 Esports Porsche RSR. We're at MOSPORT this evening and I'm just coming onto the main straight. I'm going to try and take you for a nice easy lap as we cross the start finish line. Fourth gear into turn one, I just lay off the throttle until the front picks up grip and then back on it hard. Use every inch of the track up to fifth gear. A little bit of a blind entry into Clayton for turn two. I'll go back into fourth, I like the revs high. Get back on the throttle as hard as you can, use every inch of the track. Now into Quebec, I'll go back into third gear. As soon as this curb ends, I'm back on the throttle as hard as I possibly can. Again, use every single inch of the track. Another blind left-hand corner, fifth gear into turn four. Just hold the throttle, you'll be right into a hard braking zone into Moss corners. That's turn 5 and 6. Whatever you do, don't hit this curb on the exit. Get the power down as much as you can without losing traction in the rears. Slight left is turn 7, and then we're onto the Mario Andretti straight. This is where you're going to take a drink, set your pit stop, have a look at the broadcast if you want. And yeah, we're coming up to the S's now. It's a fast entry into these corners. Hopefully the rears will stick. Back to fifth, I keep the power on. Back to fourth, still got the power on. Give it a little tweak. Get into third, do not lose the rears. Now we're into White's corner, the last corner, second gear. You want to give it as much power as you can out, so I'm doing it in third, over the start finish line. That was a lap of MOSPORT. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope it was fast enough for you guys. You'll probably kill my time. And have good luck in the race, lads.
Safety car, safety car, safety car. Slow down, single file guys, single file, safety car, safety car.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to round 7 of season 7 of the AMF GT Dev Series, sponsored by Century Batteries Lismore. Welcome to MOSPORT tonight. We have a 45-minute sprint race with one mandatory pit stop as usual. We have GT3 and GTE mixed classed. The weather is mostly cloudy. It is the late afternoon, and it's a 30% track state carried over from practice. All right, big shout out as I already did before, but Century Batteries Lismore is the sponsor for the AMF GT Dev Series. Without them, this couldn't happen. So you got to give a big shout out to them tonight, and that's much appreciated for these guys getting on board. But what we'll do right now is we will jump as they're gridding up and the cars are pulling onto the grid. We will show you the GTE grid for tonight. Up first is Stephen Lattimore. Second is Justin Wallace. Gary Cousins out of third. Craig Edwards out of fourth. Wayne Hewitt out of fifth. David Miller out of sixth. Philip Morton out of seventh. Javin Wood out of eighth. Dave Clements out of ninth. And Matt Allison rounding out the top 10. Over the page to William Mitchell in 11th. Chris Whitaker in 12th. Kenneth Ladder in 13th. Darren Huxham in 14th, Jason Cozzy in 15th, Scott Chambers in 16th, Nathan Huppets in 17th, Ryan Colstead and Damon Mulqueen are both in race control, so they won't be making the grid tonight. And let's go to the GT3 grid. Nathan Anderson on pole, Grant Matterford out of second, Brady McHugh out of third, Tyler Bowen out of fourth, Mark Dial out of fifth, Scott Gamble out of sixth, Michael Spithill out of seventh, BJ Kennedy out of eighth, and Greg Sharp rounds out the top 9 of the GT3 grid. That was a mouthful. Welcome. My name is Steve Kirk. I'm from Podium Broadcasting, and joining me in the broadcast commentary booth once again is Isaac Edwards. Isaac, how you going, buddy?
Howdy. Going good.
Ready for this one?
Yeah, definitely ready for this one. MOSPORT is one of those track that looks like it's something back from the 60s. And has not changed since. But one of the things I want to...
It is a good track, though.
Yeah, it is a good track. But one of the things I want to put a notice on is Craig Edwards. I think this is his lowest position to start off with this season. And
in 4th.
Yeah. But he may continue on his perfect...
While we're talking about that and the cars are doing it around, let's go to the championship points. And Craig Edwards is actually leading at 869 points. Now, this is as of round 5. It is round 7. Last week's will be calculated and put into next week, and we will do it. But as of the end of round 5, Craig Edwards up top, Justin Wallace out of P2 in the championship, Chris Whitaker in 3rd for the championship, Tyler Blackburn 4th, Philip Morton in 5th, and the GT3 standings are Grant Matterford, Tyler Bowen, Mark Dial, Simon Larder, and Scott Gamble. So look, let's see. That's pretty much the top 5 in both of these categories at the moment. So it's definitely going to be a good race to see what happens, because we actually have Stephen Lattimore starting on pole in the GT3s and Justin Wallace right behind him as well. And as you did say, Isaac, Craig Edwards is down in P4, and that's probably his lowest starting position that we've had all season.
Yeah, and not only that, his near perfect race to win ratio is almost indisputable. He's won 5 of the last 6 races. It's a finishing rate of nearly 85, around 85%. You don't want to rock.
As they round the last corner.
Don't want to talk about being champion-elect at the moment, because anything can happen. Even here in MOSPORT, anything can happen.
That's it. Steve Lattimore, that's it. Just jump. See you later. I'm going to go straight away. Craig Edwards get a little bit sideways. Up against Gary Cousins, but he's making a move around the outside into turn 1. As you can see, a couple of cars going too wide here and there. Craig Edwards did go back into P4 and settled nice and neat for that. Got back in the pack. They're all going a couple of runs there, even to the Philip Morton, just going a little bit too wide into turn 2, but everyone got away nice and cleanly. Let's jump back to the GT3s as GT3s just started. As you can see again, P3 and P4 just battling with each other around turn 1. Back in the field, going a little bit wide. That was Michael Spithill just going a little bit wide on that one. And everything has turned out nice and neat so far. So that's good to see that everyone got away nice and clean. No one had any major accidents. As we see a car just getting way out of shape. Who's that? Scott Gamble just getting way out of shape, but he still remained in his position.
Yeah,
or was it Grant Matterford? Sorry. A little bit of touch there going round. So he actually has dropped a few spots. Grant Matterford actually has jumped a few spots. Well, dropped a few spots, should I say. Let's go back up into the GT3 field. As we can see that there's already making moves. David Miller
Philip Morton and Wayne in a little bit of a battle here. Nice and close, coming around the back of the S's as they complete lap 1. Everyone has made it nice and clean. Not one has crashed and not one has entered the pits. So look, that is a good start in my book. I would say that that is a brilliant start.
Yeah, no faults at all. That's pretty good to see.
Yeah, that's it. Hey, look, everyone got away cleanly, and that's it. They've been in practice a lot this week. A couple of practice sessions that I jumped into and I saw a lot of these boys in there doing their times and stuff. Even in pre-qualifying, we were jumping in there, having a look as well. MOSPORT's one of these tracks. You're either good at it or you're either completely bad at it. But yeah, it's definitely a good track to race on. I wouldn't say that you would have the best of spots to pass at MOSPORT. But definitely it is a track for the ages.
Yeah, it is. It's one of those tracks where driver skill is the well, see that Craig Edwards actually going for a bit of a dive on Gary Cousins. He goes into P3. Sorry, completely changed the subject there.
No,
but
that's fine.
yeah,
I was just watching that on my timer screen. It was above everything else. I'm just focusing on the GT3s there. But back up the front, as we are on the GT3s, as you just said, Craig Edwards did make a move, and he is in P3. So that's Race on Oz, and then that'd be Fusion Sim and Craig Edwards coming through that, just as Stephen Lattimore did the fastest lap of the race on lap 2. Hopefully we'll see a little bit of faster time than that, but that is a staggering time at 1:12.445.
yeah, that is really quick. What I was saying before about the track, this track's mainly testing driver skill rather than cast vehicle skill, because it's one of those tracks where I believe it's a former Formula 1 track driven on the Canadian Grand Prix. As I thought I saw a dive there from Wayne Hewlett on Gary Cousins, but that didn't work.
Yeah, I'm just watching this David Miller, who's right on the back of Philip Morton here. So, yeah, I was interested in just to see his point of view going into Moss corners there, turn 5 and 6. So, yeah, we'll see what's happening. I just had to have a giggle to myself, as usually. Oliver Fullerton in the YouTube chat.
Yep.
How you going, buddy? You like clockwork, bud?
Yeah. Well, Phil Morton's got a bit of front end damage on the front of his on the Ferrari 488. Wonder if that was from the turn 1 Tango that was it. Ooh, bit of a dive there. Who was that? That was David Miller in the Redbag Racing Porsche 911. Really got unsettled. Nearly got unsettled in the turn number 1.
It's alright, they look like they're doing alright at the moment.
Yeah, but he's about to get heckled by Javan Wood.
I've just seen that Chris Whitaker is in the pits. Is that a compulsory, or did he have an accident? But at that stop time, I don't think that he's had any accident at all.
He's taking the pit stop relatively early. It's quite unusual. Puts him into the rest of the GT3s. So, yeah, it's only lap 4. He's already done his compulsory pit stop. Unless he's taking a major undercard.
Yeah, because that put him back, you know, between 6th and 7th in the GT3 field there.
Yeah. So he must be going for the undercard strategy. I think that's what it's
if you get it
undercard.
done now, you know, minus the GT3s, you know, you're going to get out in clean air.
Yeah. I was looking at the field here too. Craig Edwards, he's now he is a man on a mission. He is gaining time over onto Justin Wallace in the race on those Porsche 911. Like, he's gone off like a man possessed. He's got the car wrestled and he's literally got it locked and loaded. He's about to fire his next shot.
Yeah, he's not going to hold back tonight, especially. I don't think he'd be happy coming out of that P4, but as you can see, he is on the back of Justin, and he's not going to let it go. He wants back up the front. He is the championship leader.
Yep.
So we're going to see what's going to happen here, because obviously Race on Oz, you know, 1-2 is Justin got orders slow him down.
It looks like he's trying to. Oh!
As they're going to make a move into the S's, but he is on the outside of the S's. The only way you're going to do that is into the next one.
Oh, yep.
Side by side.
Watch
It'll be nice and clean.
He backs out of it. He knows better.
And Justin has inside line round into Whites. But not even that. Look behind them as well. This little battle that's going on between Hewitt, Miller, Cousins. Yeah, this is definitely heating up here.
Oh!
Oh, just as we talk about it, Hewitt into the wall.
Oh!
Misses
Oh,
everyone.
he's
Oh, and
got-
a big crash as well.
no.
So that is
Safety
that's
car.
Jason Cozy as well into a
Safety
PRT
car.
car. Got involved of William Mitchell,
William Mitchell, who's that in the race fuels car? That is
Jason Cozy.
Jason Cozzy.
So
Safety
that-
car has been called. This will first safety car of the race.
Yeah, that's not something you'd want to see. Let's try and jump on board and get an instant replay if we go back far enough. Hopefully, we can see what happened.
Yeah.
Oh, he's done it. Oh no, he's got tapped in the rear.
Safety car, guys. Safety car. Safety car's come out.
That was Ryan Colstead, race control.
That is, yeah, crazy action. He got a little bit of tap in the rear.
Yeah. So this actually might help Craig Edwards in some way.
Well, look,
Yeah,
they're bunching up, but he was going to make that move on Justin. But it is closing that gap between, Steve Lattimore and Craig Edwards. So even in the little back of the pack that we were just mentioning as well, the boys were keeping up with each other. Gary Cousins, David Miller, in that battle there. As you see, Craig Edwards jump into the pits. Just then, not only that was Gary Cousins that's jumped in, Kenneth Latta has jumped in as well. A few cars have jumped in, to be honest, a fair few. So that's interesting to see that they're going to get their compulsory pit stop now and get it over and done with. Yes, Oliver in the YouTube chat, I'm blaming that on you. We're only talking about him because you were mentioning it in YouTube. So, Wayne, if you got any dramas, take it up on him.
Nathan Anderson. Oh my God. 4 GT3s, their entire Bowen, Grant Manafort, Scott Gamble, Greg Sharp, Wayne Hewlett. He's got a bit of damage on the Red Pepper Porsche 911.
That's been a while since we've actually seen that kind of accident in here.
Yeah, they've all been relatively clean.
Yeah, well, lap 7, right, that's not too bad, mate. And then,
Yeah.
obviously that now.
So the safety car has come out, and it's the BMW M8. So it's a change from last season because last season they ran the Ford GT.
All right. Well, while the safety car's out, let's try and get someone in the broadcast booth while they're racing. What do you reckon?
Yeah, let's go for it. Let's see if we can get a certain Dave Clements onto here.
Yeah, I'll send some messages and let's see what's happening. Because that's Ryan Colstead's lovely BMW safety car. As you saw last season we had an Audi safety car?
Ford.
Was it Ford? Oh, the season before that we had the brightest of bright Audi safety car. Beautiful shots as they're all lining up, should I say.
The safety car is going really slow at the moment.
It is, 55 k's an hour.
It's like going down it's like an average.
But yeah, but they'll only do this lap. He will pull off this lap, and then it will go under green racing again.
Yeah, true.
So, interesting. The first safety car of the season, and we're in round 7. So, how can you not? That's some decent driving from all these guys.
Yeah, it's really decent, and actually give him props for that because,
as you can see, Tyler's got his pit limiter on.
Here we go. We got green next lap as heard on race.
Alright, so let's go through the GT3 group. Brady McHugh up front, Mark Dial in second, Michael Spithill in third, Nathan Anderson in fourth, Grant Matterford in fifth, Scott Gamble in sixth, Greg Sharp in seventh, Tyler Bowen in eighth, and BJ Kennedy in ninth. Alright, so let's go up to the GTE grid as they come over The
Postcar will
rise.
be in after this lap. Postcar will be in this.
All right, there you go from race control. Stephen Lattimore, Justin Wallace, Jarvan Wood, Matt Allison, Kenneth Latta, Darren Huxham in 6th, Scott Chambers in 7th, William Mitchell in 8th, Philip Morton in 9th, Craig Edwards back into P10, but he's done his pit stop. But guess again, because right in front of him, it's Philip Morton that's already done his pit stop. So that's going to be interesting to see what happens if Craig gets around Phil before the rest of the field do their pit stops. Phil will be the leader of this race.
Yeah,
Then,
so Phil Morton is currently your effective race leader in P10.
Then we have
And
Gary Cousins
Craig-
in 11, Chris Whitaker in 12th, Dave Clements in 13th, Nathan Huppert in 14th, Jason Cosey that was involved in that accident, and then Wayne G. Hewitt has made his way back out as well, and he's 16th in the GT3 class. And then we have David Miller that's coming through the GT3 grid, and he is 17th. So that rounds out the whole entire field. As you saw, that David Miller just got basically waved around into the back of the GT3 grid rather than be stuck up the back in the GT3s. So hopefully we can get underway this time, and it is nice and clean racing. As we said, look, it's round 7 and we haven't had a safety car this whole entire season, so that's got to be something nice right there.
Yeah, it is.
Boys competitive.
Yeah, give them props for the whole field, keeping it as clean as it can right up to this point. I know I've already said that, but looks like Stephen Lattimore's got control of the car. The safety car has pulled away, so it's under the control of Lattimore. Yeah, we'll go when he decides he wants to go.
We've got the weather up on screen as well. The track temperature is perfect at 23 degrees, but the wind is strong. So if that's going to affect the direction on the back straight. So we'll see if that affects the speeds. I don't think so, as it's going up to 19, as you can see. I don't think the weather's going to get too much hotter. And as we said, Steve Lattimore just on his pedal at the moment. So we're just waiting on him. Just as they round about the S's. And he's pulling into White's corner now. He just puts his foot down and see you later, boys. I'm out of here.
Have a look at the back though. Let's see how Craig Edwards fares up between himself and Philip Morton. This is the battle for the effective race lead. Going across turn 1, and Phil's got a bit of a gap over the FSR car, but now he has to try and pass several.
Oh, he's got William Mitchell as well.
William Mitchell. Whoa!
Oh, they don't look too happy at the moment there. Philip Morton.
William Mitchell's car looks very unsettled because he still has a bit of front end damage from that accident back on lap 7.
So hopefully we have 30 minutes remaining of green racing. Hopefully everyone does their job and everything works out nice and well. As you can see, Craig Edwards in the rearview mirror of Philip Morton's car as we're focusing on the back of William Mitchell that he needs to get through. Even in front of them, you can see a couple of moves with Scott Chambers and Darren Huxham just waving around in each other's mirrors. And you can look in the background there, you've got the GT3s coming through as well. They've got way nice and clean. Nothing has changed in order so far with these guys. So even they've played it nice after the yellow. That usually happens anyway. So very interesting.
Phil's just got past William Mitchell successfully. He's actually
Matt Allison
holding
just
up.
got real wide then.
Yeah. I was looking here. Oh, Craig. There's a bit of red mist on him at the moment. He's trying to get past the Porsche 911. He knows that it's stricken, but he doesn't want to make any costly mistakes, and may
I'd definitely be on the Andretti straight. I reckon you'd make a move on Andretti straight rather than where he is at the moment.
Yeah, I agree.
Because it's a bit, it's a bit hectic at the moment because there is no room for error. Everything's bunched up too close to make any kind of move unless there is a mistake from William Mitchell. No, I'm not cursing you, bud. I'm touching wood. And this is probably where you'd want to get an extra run out of turn 5 and 6. Try and get that move done before he gets into the S's.
Looks like he's lost a bit of ground over William Mitchell, but he's using it well through the slingshot. Round he goes. He might get the pass done, depending on how he does. But then again, look behind him. Gary Cousins has come out of nowhere. They're going to go side by side outside of Adretti.
A little bit of a touch there.
Going to have to hold him
So
behind.
basically, as he pulls into the pits, Philip Morton, Chris Whitaker, sorry.
Chris Whitaker
He's right behind Gary Cousins as well. He's right on the back bumper. That would have caused him a little bit of time, having a little bit of bump into the back of William. William Mitchell. Sorry.
Yeah, that's actually held up not only Cossie, but look at the pack behind him. Whitaker, Clements, Huppets, Cossie. They've all just
it won't be
bunched
for
up.
long.
No,
won't be for
some
long.
of these cars do that.
As you see, Steve Lattimore still out the front, running his clean, straight race at the moment. Justin Wallace is actually keeping in a bit closer this time than what we saw just before the safety car. He doesn't have the pressure of Craig Edwards on his back at the moment, and we'll see what happens after the pit stops to get these three bunched back up again. But Kenneth Latta as well is right on the tail of Matt Allison coming up this back. Will he make a move as he jumps out to go the wide side?
Oh no, he won't make it.
He can carry more speed.
Darren, no, not Darren, sorry. Matt. He maintains his spot. Darren was behind him, my bad. Well, look at that. Just absolutely. It's nose to tail. It's all nose to tail. But it looks like Kenneth has just lost a bit of time coming into turn one. Car got a little bit unsettled. But
Incident causing the safety car has been deemed a racing incident at this point. It will be reviewed post-race, but at this point, no further action will be taken.
So that was the Jason Cossie.
Wayne Hewlett.
Yeah, Wayne Hewlett was involved in that. Well, it was actually started by Wayne Hewlett, but I think he actually got a little tap in the rear. Obviously, the race control will look at that after the race and see what really went on there. Even looking at the battle back between these guys here, Chris Whitaker, Gary Cousins, Dave Clements, they were really close. All of these boys were really close coming around Moss Corners.
They're looking very packed, but I think the closest battle we have. Oh, they're side by side. Matt Allison and Kenneth Latta side by side. They're still going to be side by side heading into the final corner, but Allison will maintain his spot of position number 4.
Oh no, Latta's down the inside. Latta's got him into the turn one. Nice. We'll see what the exit speed is of Matt Allison's RSR. I don't think that's it. It's deal done.
Deal signed, sealed, and delivered.
That is it. But not only that, look at even these guys. This train is going crazy. The Nathan Huppets.
Yeah.
He's in the middle of it at the moment. This is for 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th, and 15th.
So this is basically the battle.
Interesting to see.
Yeah, it is. Battle for the top 10. It's a battle for sheep station. It's all for sheep stations.
Yeah, but look at the guy at the back of the pack. All right, Jason Cossie, David Miller. You know, even the fact of Nathan Huppets as well. You're going to be hesitant. You're not going to want to push too hard, because if anything happens in front with these, when you have 6-7 car packs, you definitely don't want to get caught up in any dramas whatsoever from these guys.
Yeah, exactly.
Everyone drives nice and neat as we go up a little bit in order. This is for P6. We have Scott Chambers on the back of Darren Huxham there. He was getting close through the S's. He must have got a better run up the Andretti straight. Everyone is doing a nice job to keep everything running under green flag conditions. Steve Lattimore still up front by 1.1 seconds over his teammate Justin Wallace. As I heard some tyres squealing a bit there, I thought there was going to be a crash. That's not a good thing.
Yeah. Craig Edwards has actually caught up to Phil Morton. Again, this is a battle for the effective race lead. Even though they're down in 8th and 9th respectively, they've still got a bit of a battle, their own battle on their hands at the...
Well, this is effective lead of the race. So, hopefully, everything goes well.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, we're going to find out anyway. So it was when the pit stop started. We've got 23 minutes to go. It's only lap 14 out of a 38 lap race. So, you know, we're not going to see pit stops just yet, I don't think. Probably about 5 more laps. And you might see a few, I think. Actually, that Beamer really sounded like it was having a little bit of understeer issues there, or he must just be pushing hard as he can to get past.
Well, we got a
Philip Moore.
Yeah, he's pushing the car to its limit, using
Alright.
with all his might.
Let's jump down. Brady McHugh is in the lead of GT3 class, but he is the only one out of GT3s that hasn't pitted yet. Michael Spithill would be your effective leader in that one.
So there was side-by-side action there between Darren Huxham and I think that was Scott Chambers, 2 BMWs, right behind Phil Morton and Craig Edwards coming down. I believe that this is Andretti's. Oh, we got a car around.
Oh, Javin Wood.
Gavin Wood. What happened there?
See what we can see. Let's jump into a instant reap. Oh, he's done it all himself.
Yeah, it's all done. Too much on the throttle and he's just whacked into the wall. And Kenneth Ladder was
too wide, just gave it a little bit too much. He's got bent out of shape. Unfortunate for him.
That's a bit. Yeah, it's a bit unfortunate there. Looks like Kenneth Ladder was behind him as well. So yeah, it was done on his lonesome, but Ladder looked really close to the point. Even at one angle, you can probably misinterpret it as Ladder spinning out Wood, but that wasn't.
That would be Wayne Hewitt in the YouTube chat. How you going, buddy? Unfortunate that you're in the chat. It's still in this race. So we're just on the battle for effective lead of the GT3 class between Nathan Anderson and Michael Spithill. We will try and get one of these boys in the commentary booth while we're racing and do something different and hopefully not put him off. As you can see,
there we go.
now. Philip
Phil
Morton
Morton.
sticking his nose out on the back of Scott Chambers. He does not want to get held up because he'll get bounced on by the car behind Craig Edwards.
He also goes for the move, and Scott does the right thing, and it's gonna let. Whoa, that's gnarly. Lets him
He knows.
both.
Probably Scott knows that these guys are battling for it, so he's not going to get in the way.
Nah, it's good move.
Look behind that. You've got Dave Clements, Gary Cousins, and Chris Whitaker, and a little bit of a pack battle here. That's interesting. Miller's just dropped off the back of that one a little bit. Scott Chambers hasn't made his pit stop either, so he would have let them go knowing that there's no contest whatsoever in that position.
True.
The man at the moment is Steve Lattimore. 2.9 seconds over Justin Wallace.
But yeah, the tyres have really turned on in the race on those Ferrari 4A. Oh, there's a bit of a tussle here. Phil Morton goes slightly wide. There was a bit of an error there by Matt Allison. Got it really loose. Coming in at Andre straight.
Look at that. Craig Edwards has got enough speed on Philip to make that move.
Oh, it blocks.
No,
Phil blocks.
not today, buddy. Not today.
No.
He's going to hold it out.
Slams the
Porsche really well, so.
Yeah, here we go. Matt Allison in. Does the best thing right thing to do and just lets him by.
Yeah, bow out. You don't want to be involved in that. Definitely not.
Yeah, that was really defensive there by Phil. He didn't want to sacrifice that spot that easily. I'm actually quite surprised at
he's
that.
effective lead, so why would you? You'd fight 100% for that one.
Yeah, fight tooth and nail.
Yeah, but look at this, Nathan Anderson in the back of Michael Spithill. And they have William Mitchell in front as well. So this is going to be an interesting little battle. This is going to be for effective lead because Brady McHugh is out the front, but he hasn't done his pit stop yet. So the battle for GT3 top position.
Phil Morton's has hit the wall.
Oh no.
Phil Morton has hit the wall.
Let's see if we can get a replay of that real quick.
Oh, he's understeered it straight into the wall. Bang!
Oh, he has too. Just went in there a little bit too hot. Unfortunate for him. That's going to open the door.
Yep. Craig Edwards becomes your effective race leader yet again.
He is going to be dark with himself.
Yeah, he's kicking it. He'll be kicking himself.
Yeah, I would too, mate. Look, it's so easy to do it there as well, coming into Moss. Like, if you just go a little bit too, a little bit too hot in there, a little bit too much brake. Yeah, that's what you're going to do. You're going to go into that wall, even a little bit wide. If you just take that blind right-hand first corner just a little bit wide. Scott Gamble in a little bit of issue here. I think he just got touched, so I'm just going to jump back and kind of get a quick replay of that and see what we can see. Yeah, he's got a hip and shoulder.
Definitely facing long. Definitely.
Yeah.
Oh, he might have had a bit of contact by Grant Matterford. I don't know.
Yeah,
if that's the
yeah, we'll see what happens there with that, and obviously race control, that'll be brought to their attention as well.
Got a bit of front.
Yeah,
on the BMWs therefore. So my screen might blank for them, so I'm not jumping to conclusions, but I do think that Matterford has made contact with
Yeah, well, yeah, he definitely has a little bit of damage on that car.
Who was it again?
Anderson's looked like he had a little bit of damage too, but it's turning out nice and clean on my screen. But he's still right up the back of Michael Spithill. He's not going to back down. We were going to pull Michael Spithill into the commentary booth while he was racing, but I don't think we will at this present time in the battle that he's got on his hands. So we're going to let that one go. And
they're side by side.
Yes, the next corner. You've got to go right in front for the next corner. He will be in the inside line to come around into whites if he can get the power down quick enough. That curve is going to unsettle the car, so it will be side by side into turn one.
Don't make contact. Do not make contact. Well done.
They'll be fine. Both these boys know how to drive really well, but the thing is, you've got to keep that speed.
The crisscross. Watch the crisscross.
You won't do it there. You will not do it into Clayton's corner. If you see two cars going side by side, full pelt into Clayton, something's going to go wrong.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, thankfully that wasn't the case, but they're still battling with each other. Like, holy hell.
No, that's good. These guys will take it. These guys will take it to the end in the next 16 minutes. Hopefully. That curve is not going to help Nathan one bit. Hitting that curve, you've got to back off the throttle, and you're not going to get the run you want up the Andretti straight. But look in the background as well. You've got Grant Matterford on the back of Tyler Bone as well. Don't forget that Grant's up the top of the championships at the moment, and Tyler's up there as well.
Jason Cossey is trying to let him go past them, but they're not making things easy for Cossey.
No, he's not. Now he's split the difference.
Whoa, that is close.
So
that was really close to come.
That is really going to affect Nathan Anderson.
Yeah, this will affect him a lot because he's now getting balked by what is effectively a faster car in a faster class. And yeah, it's just Jason's almost pushing Michael.
Oh, Craig Edwards just making a move close on Darren Huxham.
Does he get it done?
Yeah,
yes.
Done. Nice and neat, easy. Also, Darren Huxham hasn't been in the pit yet either, so I don't think that he would put up much of a fight. If he knows that Craig Edwards is going to round him, he's going to let him do it anyway. So look, that's interesting to know that Craig Edwards is back in P4 of the GTE class, and he's only 4.3 seconds. 10.9 seconds off the leader. And the travel time, or the lane travel time, is 20...
Lap 18, there was an incident between car 379 and 343. 379 made avoidable contact. 379 will receive a timed post-race penalty.
So it's a time penalty for...
That's Grant Matterford. And
so there we go.
That's implications. That's major implications because he's leading the GT3 class championship at the moment.
That's huge championship implications.
Yeah, so if Grant Matterford really needs to get out of that P5, get the pedal to the metal, get up the front as well, because look who's in front of him.
Got another BMW in wall. Mike Dial. He tried to do the right thing to get away, out of the way of Stephen Lattimore, but instead got himself into his own incident. Went too wide, coming into the penultimate corner, and it hits the tyre wall. Oh, that would suck.
Oh, you got a little bit of hip and shoulder from Steve as well. Unfortunate.
Oh no, another bump.
Shocking.
You might get another time penalty. That's 2 in 2 rounds.
No, I don't think so. That's, you know, he's not done anything to, anything to Steve Lattimore. It's self-penalising. So
Yeah.
you know, and he did make, you know, a move. I'm not race control, but I'm just saying what I saw. So he did get out of the way. He did get a little bit of a touch. So I don't think that's self-penalty. That's a racing incident. I don't think there's going to be anything much from that. But look, what I was saying about the whole Grant Manafort thing, he needs to get right up the front. Because Tyler Bowen in front of him, Michael Spithill's in front of him, and that's championship stuff there. That's points there. So he needs to get, you know, obviously the fight between Michael Spithill and Nathan Anderson is going off like frogs in a sock. But really, Manafort needs to be behind these blokes. As you can see, Nathan Anderson making a move. Is he going to stick? You don't want to do it there. No way.
No.
You don't want to do it there. Keep it nice and neat. That's going into turn 5, turn 6. Come around. Don't hit the curb on the exit. Keep the power down.
Oh, Tar Bowen just did that as exhibit.
Yeah, you don't hit that curb, as you saw with the very slow hot lap I did in the pre-broadcast. Yeah, you don't hit the curb. It affects the time, something chronic.
They're side by side, and that's pass almost executed, but watch for the crisscross. Watch for the crisscross.
Wait for it. He's pushed too hard. Oh no, he's got it. He's gathered it up.
He's covered it. Nice, but
Anderson
again,
is in front of Spithill.
But this one will be over yet.
Until turn 1.
Yeah, until turn 1.
What a move that has been going on for many, many laps. Don't hit the curbs here. The car is loaded, like fully loaded, pretty much 80% of this track. So the curbs are just going to unsettle it and you'll have to lay off the throttle. Especially when you're braking as well. It affects your braking, something chronic, especially into the corner that they're going into now. If you run it on that curb. Especially your exit speed. As you can see, Michael Spithill just dropping off a little bit off at the back there. Might have made a little bit of mistake on the throttle or anything like that, or is he just going to give it up and just go, okay, well, that's where I am. Technically, effectively second. And Steve Lattimore has just jumped into the pits. So we've got to watch this lane time as well because Craig Edwards is only, 10 seconds behind.
Oh, sorry, that's Nathan Huppert's.
That's Nathan Huppert's. So where did everyone come out after that one?
He's now in
10th. God, he's 11th.
Oh, 11th, sorry.
11th position. So he's definitely dropped back a fair way. And Brady McHugh is now come into the pits to take his pit stop. And that will let the fact that Mike Dial, is it something? Oh, he must have had an accident. Does that leave Nathan Anderson?
That was the
race leader in GT3 class with Michael Spithill half a second behind. So he has dropped back a fair bit over the last lap, and Tyler Bowen will be in P3. So the Beamers are rounding out the top 3 again. Also, Craig Edwards is in P3 at the moment. As you can see, Kenneth Ladder just in the pits there. So he's pulled in to take his pit stop as well. And Justin Wallace is the leader of the race for now, with 10 minutes remaining on the time. So we will see another 11 laps, maybe 10 laps of racing. And yeah, we'll see that all the pit stops happen now. Obviously Justin Wallace will probably pull in the pits this time. Darren Huxham as well, that's in P3. Scott Chambers in P4, he'll probably pull in as well because it's running down the time. You wouldn't take tyres anyway in this race.
No.
With 10 minutes to go, mate. Just drop some fuel on it. Like you can see by the stop times, even Steve Lattimore, 6.2 seconds he was stopped for. So
that's quick.
On a technicality, he is done. No joke. The quickest stop, including lane time, because the lane time was 24.4 seconds with a 6.2 second stop. And let's look at Craig Edwards' time at a 29.2 second lane time at a 10.7 second stop. So 5 seconds difference, or a 4.8 second difference on that one. See, Justin Wallace just pulling into the pits now. Darren Huxham will be jumping in the pits, and following him, Scott Chambers, as you can see on screen. So Craig Edwards is bang done back in the lead of the race. So we will see after all the timing screens sort themselves out how much he is leading by. It says 7.26 seconds from Chris Whitaker.
Wow.
And then look at the battle for the podium.
This
Chris
is
Whitaker,
going
Philip
to be
Morton,
intense.
Dave Clements as well is up there on the back, and David Miller has joined into the back of this fight. So
This is gonna get good.
it is definitely going to be one to watch. Sorry, Craig, but the action is behind you. You've taken that stop a little bit earlier and jumping back out and doing what you're doing. You've definitely got a lead. I'm surprised to see Steve Lattimore that far down, because he's in P7 now, obviously, because the other guys had the pit stop. But look at the traffic he has to get through to get back on the podium. So, fingers crossed and touching wood. If nothing happens, he's got a battle on his hand. But if any of these guys make any mistakes and take a couple of them out, it'll slow the other two up. Steve Lattimore will be back. Will be back in a podium position. Not that I'm cursing anyone. Okay, I'm just saying that again. Alright.
So, yep.
Grant Matterford is up into 4th of the GT3 class. So, what I was saying, he needs to push it and get up to a P3. Because pretty much everyone that's in front of him, Anderson, Bowen, and Spithill, are already on the championship leaderboard. So he needs to put his head down, his pedal down, and get a little bit closer to these guys. Because he's 3.6 seconds behind Tyler.
Yeah, definitely. But look, I'm just looking back at the battle between GTE, a bit of an inter-team battle between Dave Clements and David Miller. Clements goes.
Look at Philip Morton and Chris Whitaker. The same thing.
We got two inter-team,
two FD1 cars and two LeBlanc RRT cars. So,
two inter-team battles within each other.
Yeah, well, that's it.
So,
yeah, it's going to be interesting to see the end of this.
Yeah, ooh, just went side by side there. Morton on Whitaker thinks the better of it, but this is the most entertaining battle I've seen in this race.
Oh, it's been full on.
Bar few.
It's been full on. This race has been an awesome race, even with the safety car or not. Yeah, these boys have been doing really well.
Yeah, for Craig, he's got this race win
6
again.
minutes to go.
I reckon Craig's got this race win down pat yet again. So this will be 6 from 7. And
I don't know. Hey, it's not over. It's not over until that checker comes out.
yeah, true.
We'll definitely see something.
Craig's on a winning streak though. He's won 4 races on the trot, but I don't.
Just settled in that Beamer. That's all. I think it is. It's just very, very settled.
Yeah, he's got the car relatively settled. As we see, David Miller going up.
David Miller going up the inside of Dave Clements. He's let him have that.
He's let him have that.
Again
And look
in
at
front.
look in front of him.
Going
Philip
up
Morton on Chris Whitaker.
Yeah, like he's let him have that one as well.
It's like they're reading their own minds.
They're all in Discord with each other, mate. They're all in each other's Discord. Come on, mate, let me through. All right, mate, no worries. I'll see what this lap time is. You know, you look at the last lap time. Chris Whitaker 1:14.165 to 1:13.467 of Philip Morton.
It's like saying, Valtteri, it's James, or something close to that.
Yeah, like even look, Stephen Lattimore is actually closing the gap in behind these guys. Gary Cousins is not letting it up either. So
No.
look, you know, let's see what happens with that one. That's the closest battle. Everyone's kind of, paced out at the moment. You know, Nathan Huppert's in 8th. Justin Wallace has gone back to 9th after his pit stop. Kenneth Latter as well. He's up in P10. Even having a little bit of mix-up. William Mitchell was back there as well. Flashing his lights. How you going, buddy? Darren Huxham, you know, in 12th. Scott Chambers in 13th. And we have Matt Allison as well coming around. Standard Porsche RSR paint there. Jason Cuzzy down the back of the field. Unfortunately for him, even that further is 16th. It's Javon Wood. So look, it's been an interesting race for sure. And yeah, definitely even the battle for the GT3 top spot. The distance behind Anderson and Michael Spithill is making a distance. Look at the gap on it. You can see the gap between P1 and 2 there. So look, Michael must have just backed down and let it go, and he just wants to finish the last 3.5 minutes of the race. But I don't think Tyler is going to let him. Tyler has been doing faster lap times, so obviously he's trying to push and get a little bit more higher on the podium, I would say. So that's definitely one I'm going to go watch for the next 3 minutes. As Craig Edwards is just going to go past the back of Brady McHugh here. Hopefully there's no dramas. And yeah, Chris Whitaker obviously taking the left the spot to Philip Morton. Is dropped right off the back of him. And David Miller is getting held up by him.
I think that's a little strategy that Chris has got. Let Phil have the
spot and hold the other boys up a bit.
Yeah, spot and hold.
Yeah,
oh, David's disappeared. No, he's just returned. That would have alarmed Chris a little bit. Whoa!
In the wall. Who was that?
Dave Clements buried in the wall, in the tyre wall. It's gone straight to the wall. It's gonna see what on earth happened there.
Simon's going as well. Where is he? There we go. He's in the pits. Let's have an instant replay of this.
And he's gone straight to the wall. No touch from anyone. Is that another hardware failure?
No, it was on the brakes.
No, it wasn't the brakes.
Oh, yeah, no. Just, that had to be steering wheel failure. Had to be steering wheel failure. He was on the brakes.
He was on the brakes, but the
unfortunately for him, we have 1 minute 53 to go. As you
so that's
see, Craig Edwards just going around the back of another lap GT3 car. Going back to David Miller, trying to make an outside move on Chris Whitaker.
Oh,
and this is for P3.
They're side by side.
Hopefully they get it nice and neat and no one touches each other.
It's on for young and old. Chris has got the better line out there, but he managed to get it.
Look behind him. Look behind him. Steve Lattimore.
Steve Lattimore.
What did I say about the fight? They want. This is for the top spot, and when it was like 4th through 6th, this is something you got to watch these guys. These three here.
It's like the song from Queen. I want it all, and I want it now.
Yeah, well that's it. They're going to give it everything they've got. Hopefully there's no touches, no battles, and it's all done nice and cleanly. Oh, David Miller going around the outside. I don't think you're going to get it done there.
No, you won't.
But that's going to give Stephen Lattimore a little bit of a gap. That Porsche, he'll probably look for exit speed coming up into turn 4 because of that fast left-hander down the hill. But into Moss, this is where it's going to happen. If they're all on the brakes nice and easy and don't hit each other, don't overcook it. Steve Lattimore went really wide there. Watch his exit and watch his speed.
Whitaker's gone wide. Whitaker got a little bit wide there, but Miller's playing double dancing because
watch this.
It's looking front, it's looking behind, but look at this, Lattimore
speed. You can tell the attitude of that car.
Oh, they're almost free wide. They're almost free wide.
David Miller.
Oh, they're side by side again. David Miller. This is pretty much round 2 of what we saw the lap before. They got a touch. Oh, they're close to touching. That was insanely close.
A little bit wide. Oh, Chris Whitaker, a little bit of a touch there. He's kept contact. It on. Steve Lattimore, here's an open door, mate. Take P3, round 1. Oh, no. Turn 1. How could you keep that together, boys? That was amazing. As the time runs out, Craig Edwards would be on his final lap. And this will be the final lap for these boys as well. Steve Lattimore, mate.
Oh my
The door was open. But how did Chris keep that on track as well? David Miller as well. I cannot say anything bad to them. And the lap traffic is going to play a part here. They got to get out of the way. They got to let these boys run. You got to see this coming up behind you.
They know how to steer. They know how to steer. That's the thing about it. They know how to steer. But holy smokes!
It's not over, mate. It's not over. You gotta wait.
Now look at Steven.
You gotta watch this. He's gonna try and split the difference.
He's almost that Mercedes in the way.
I'm not gonna say anything. I just gotta let this run. You gotta let this run.
Pass done. Pass done.
Not yet. It's not over.
Almost done. Craig
If he
Edwards
gets in front of him
again.
now, he'll get... Oh,
There we go. There we go.
that's
Pass
it done.
executed.
Craig Edwards takes it out. Philip Morton in P2. And as you see, coming across the line, Steve Lattimore on the second last corner gets onto that podium, as I said. Chris Whitaker as well, P4. What a stellar drive. David Miller as
Oh
well.
my goodness.
Absolutely electrifying race tonight. Gary Cousins, Nathan Huppert's in 7th. And we'll go through the field when we bring up the grid later on. Let's just quickly jump back and see if these boys are still running. They are too. Nathan Anderson's got an easy 8.1 second lead over Michael Spithill as he comes around out of Moss Corner, and he's got Tyler Bowen right behind him as well. See what the run is on this one. They have pretty much matched speed. I don't think there's going to be any crazy moves from Tyler up the inside to try and take out the GT3 second position. I think these guys are going to cruise across the line, hopefully.
Yeah. It won't be as intense as... Oh!
He is close. He is close, but he's not close enough, mate. And no far. Oh, where's his hard on the brakes there?
Close.
He's not going to let him have it. He's going to know that he's there and put the pressure on him, give him his heart rate a couple of BPMs, but definitely that's how it's going to finish in this one. So that was Nathan Anderson finished in P1 of the GT3s, Michael Spithill in P2 and Tyler Bowen in P3. So Grant Matterford did round it out and he was in the 5th. But it seems he's not on the screens because obviously he did get rounded up by the GTE drivers. So that was an absolute crazy race, mate. Absolutely crazy.
I'm trying to maintain my breath here. Holy cow! What a dramatic finish that.
Definitely. Yeah, it was crazy stuff. And as we kind of said as well, that look, if Steve Lattimore puts his foot down, he's going to jump through all them cars. And you saw them, there's 5 cars to get onto the P3. So that was definitely a major achievement in there, like alone. Especially after the driver being up the front. I don't think it would have settled too well when he came out the pits and saw that he wasn't, effectively he came out in 11th and then jumped up to 7th when the other boys pitted. So let's go to the GTE results for tonight. Craig Edwards in P1 takes out the race. Philip Morton in P2. Stellar drive from both. Steve Lattimore, you saw the action. P3. Chris Whitaker, P4. I don't know how he kept it on the track. David Miller as well. I can't believe he kept it on the track. I thought that was going to be a wall for sure. Awesome job in that RSR drive. Gary Cousins out of 6th. 7th is Nathan Huppert's. Justin Wallace out of 8th. Surprised he was that far back. But yeah, it looked like he just didn't have that pace on the Ferraris this evening. So Kenneth Latta in 9th had a little bit of a touch up before, but yeah, good result for him. William Mitchell in 10th. Over the page, we'll go to Darren Huxham. Scott Chambers in 12th. Matt Allison in 13th. Javon Wood in P17th. Obviously dropped a fair bit. Jason Cozy had that accident as well. Came back out. David Clements had an accident into the wall. I would say that would have to be steering wheel failure because he still was on the brakes and then went into the wall. And Wayne G. Hewitt, obviously, we saw that major accident. We don't know what happened. That's going to be in a race control review after the race. But by the looks of things, he did get a little bit touched up there. So let's go to the GT3 results. Nathan Anderson up front, Michael Spithill in 2nd, Tyler Bowen in 3rd, Brady McHugh in 4th. Good drive from him as well. He was leading the race for a fair bit as well. So Grant Matterford in 5th. Unfortunate for him, he probably will have a time. Well, he is going to have a time penalty after the race. 6 is Greg Sharp. 7 is Scott Gamble. BJ Kennedy in 8th, and Mark Dial in 9th. What a race. Just got a shout out to the sponsor, Century Batteries in Lismore. Thanks for coming on board. You make this a reality and make this series continue. Also, yeah, that's amazing race tonight, mate. I'm absolutely stunned. Safety car, race control was jumping in, and a couple of good finishes there as well from both categories.
It was like a bonanza.
It was just going crazy. So
Cool.
while we're waiting, we'll see who can we flick in here and have a chat to. Let's pull up the GT3 results so we can see who we're going to talk to. Who's in here? Come on, boys, get in here.
I'm trying
All right.
to get my breath back, but holy.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah. All right, let's bring in P3 from GT3s. Tyler, how you going, buddy?
Yeah, can't complain, mate. Yourself?
Oh, not too bad, mate. Good stellar drive tonight.
Yeah, cheers. It's good to be back up here after a average race last race. So yeah, it's good.
How's the track and stuff tonight?
Well, I had 30 kilos extra in the car because of fuel. I wasn't too sure, so I felt a bit sluggish. Yeah, and a bit. I struggled again with front end grips. So must be just me. But yeah, wasn't too bad nonetheless.
That's it. But at the end of the day, look at the result. P3.
Yeah, well, that's
can't
it,
complain.
mate. Definitely can't complain. Yeah.
And especially on the championship ladder as well.
Yeah, fingers crossed I'm still up there next round, but yeah, it's not done till it's won, so...
Yeah, that's it, mate. It's not over. We're round 7 at the moment. We have 3 more to go.
Yeah, where's the next track?
5 more to go.
Yeah.
Ask me tomorrow, because I'm stunned and speechless from the race that we just broadcast tonight, mate. I'll tell you.
Yeah, it's been solid driving from all the crew. Yeah, in the grid. Just amazing. Yeah, one of the best battles I've pretty much had.
Yeah, man. There was some crazy battles going on through the whole entire field. We gave you boys a little bit of broadcast time this evening as well, because these guys were absolutely lighting it up in the GT3 class tonight.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, it was pretty good. Heart was pumping for a bit. Yeah, so.
The track's good as well for it, though.
Yeah, it's like everybody has their strengths and weaknesses around the circuit, so yeah, it's been good to even it all out.
Yeah, I think it was the right amount of cars as well. If you went too many, if you had more cars on there, I think it'd cause a little bit of problems. But I think we had a right number of cars on the track tonight.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah, perfect amount for the grid. Yeah.
All right, well, while you're here, give a massive shout out to anyone and everyone in your team and sponsors and stuff.
Yeah, I just want to thank Jesse Butler for being there and helping me with the car. Lines and all that. I thank Aussie Driver Search and especially Track Racer as a new supporter on the car. Yeah, they've been awesome. So yeah, thanks for that. And Cars for Hope.
No worries. Thanks for jumping in the commentary booth, man.
Awesome.
Good luck on the championship and how things are stacking up towards the end of the season, mate. And hopefully we can have this conversation again soon.
Yeah, I hope so. Anyway, thanks for that.
No worries, bud.
All
right, let's bring in Michael Spithill, Mr. I'm P2 in GT3 class. Michael, how you going, buddy?
Not bad. How you guys going?
Not too bad. Weekly occurrence. How you going?
Yeah, all right. It is quite weekly now.
That was a good battle, mate. What's going on there? Did you back out and let him have it at the end?
Oh, mate, it was kind of that, but he did get he finally got far enough up on the second last corner that he could get past me.
Oh, we had coverage of it all.
To be honest, though, it was complete stupid luck that got me that far up, though.
Oh, I don't know, man.
No, I'm serious. I crashed, came into the pits, repaired, did my fuel and everything, then the safety car came out.
Yeah.
So I passed everyone in the pits.
Yeah, bunched everyone back up.
Yeah.
And you went through again and gave you a better run at it.
Yeah, then there was 2 left in front of me.
Yeah, because you had 29 lap-old tyres.
I think everyone did.
Yeah, well, no one changed tyres, but just saying in your stint, all right? So your stint was 29 laps out of a 35 lap race. So,
got that went quick.
Yeah. So that was interesting to see. And then obviously Nathan in front of you had a 27 lap stint. So
yeah, but mate, he was sweating on me, and once he got past, he was gone, and then I almost had Tyler get me.
Yeah, well, you just kept it clean all race, and it was a good fight. The last, what would I say, probably about 7 laps. I think we covered a lot of it because it was just so clean racing, and you were like, he was right on the back of you, and all of a sudden he got past you, and then it kind of looked like I thought he's just dropped off and let him have it, and then Tyler was catching on you a little bit as well.
Yeah, no, I'm not the quickest at this track. I struggled.
Well, look at you. You're mid-step of the podium, so you got to have been doing something, right?
Yeah, I know. A wind keeps slipping from in front of me.
So close, so close. All right, mate. Look, you're a regular occurrence here. You've got an open mic, by all means. Shout out to all your team, your sponsors, and everyone you'd like to thank.
Yeah, just want to give a big shout out to RMS Freight Management Services from our lovely mate Dave that runs this series. Bow Repairs Mackay, LeBlanc Group, our major sponsor. Knight Rider Designs for creating these awesome designs in our car. Inzen, Cedo, I was running on the car, and Sam Blacklock Media for taking our pictures.
No worries, mate. Well, by the looks of things, I'll probably have this conversation again very, very soon.
Hopefully.
Yeah, true. All right, mate. Congrats on the P2, and we'll see you next week.
Hopefully we'll do. See you guys.
See ya.
All right, so let's bring in Nathan Anderson. Nathan, how you going, buddy?
Yeah, good. How are you guys?
Not too bad, mate. You got a smile on your face by the sounds of it.
Oh yeah. I mean, before I start, just massive shout out to Michael there. That was a sick race.
We covered a lot of it, mate. To be honest, I think you should go watch the broadcast. It was an absolute, it was electrifying to watch you two go at it and keep it so clean, and even the move that you did was so clean as well.
It's great to know that you can you got a bunch of guys like because you race with him every week. You know who you can go side by side with and get out the other side clean.
It was a well done race, man. To be honest, you got to go watch that, eh?
Yeah, that's definitely what I'm gonna do as soon as I jump off.
All right, mate. While you're open mic and up here in the top spot of the podium of GT3 class, give everyone a shout out, mate.
No worries. Just once again, shout out to you guys in the broadcast team. You know, every week, same thing. You do incredible job. Everyone at AMF, Ryan, Justin, all the guys behind the scenes in race control. Keep it up because it's such a good series and it's always so fair and not biased or anything like that, which is really good. And big shout out to Pulse as well. Just a great bunch of guys. So yeah.
Awesome, mate. Well, hopefully we'll see you back here next week, eh?
Too easy. Looking forward to it.
All right, no worries. Have a good one. All right, while we get the GT3 class over and done with, let's bring up the GTE results and pull in the man himself that got it in the second last corner, Stephen Lattimore.
Hi.
Steve, how you going, buddy?
Hey, fellas.
How was your race?
It was interesting. Kind of disappointed in not pitting under safety car. Wasn't too sure if we could pit under the safety car at that time. It wasn't clear, but I should have read up on the rules, eh?
No, it's all good, mate.
But call you out.
While we're talking about pit stops, mate, you did the fastest overall pit stop of anyone.
I would assume only 10 litres needed to go into that thing.
No, lane time and everything. So you would have timed that perfectly to jump on the brake and hit the limiter.
I've done quite a few official races this week, so
gave you some practice.
You've got plenty of time behind the wheel.
Yeah, that's it, man. Oh, man, that was an awesome drive. It was electrifying as well because we had the GT3 class going off and we had the GTE class. So it was kind of a mixed bag of where we were chopping and changing and watching. But look, even when you did come out the pits and originally you were in 11th and then it pushed it up as the other boys pulled off the field and you're in 7th, there was a massive battle in front of you. And obviously there was little incidents and whatnot and you got through them. So we were commenting on it during the broadcast. Steve Lattimore was going to be fighting for the bottom step of the podium on this one.
Oh yeah, I've seen like the 5 cars in front of me. I was like, oh dear, but I didn't think I was going to get on the podium. To be honest, there's some really good drivers who are in front of me, but you know we race week in week out, door to door, so if you can put it down in the inside or the outside in one case, they're gonna give you room and be very lenient. That last move on Chris, I don't know what. I just thought, go for it.
Just send it because there was a little bit of an FT1, little friendship thing happening at the front between Philip Morton and Chris Whitaker. And I don't know what happened there, but I think Chris was just slowing down progressively over the last few laps just to hold them all back, I think.
Well, in the official races, your tyres do go off. It is 15 minutes longer, but it all depends on how you're driving. Sliding the car, you can slide it very easily around here. Maybe, I don't know, I haven't spoken to Chris, of course, but maybe his tyres were just, seen better days.
It's a
from
Ferrari
that time
after all.
But yeah, it was awesome trying to get past them all. Spewing, we didn't have another extra 15 minutes. Hopefully, would have caught at least Phil. Who knows? Maybe Craig. But yeah, it was a good race. Awesome battle there at the end. Safety car. It's nice to see it, but let's not see it again.
Yeah,
True.
look, you know, round 7 of season 7, and it's the first safety car we've had this season. Well, in top split anyway, so.
Exactly. And Ryan does need to get out there on the track every now and then.
Oh, yeah, he felt like he'd go out and go 55, you know. But hey, look, while you're in the commentary booth, once again, by all means, you've got an open mic. Give a shout out to all your team, your sponsors and everything.
Okay, yeah, I'd like to thanks Race on Oz, Harvey Bay, Autoglass, all the sponsors over at the forum, the boys who showed up and took part tonight, even Justin and Ty, who done Scops earlier today in second split. Don't know how they go. I'll find out once I jump back in the room with them. And yeah, all the guys who do it week in and week out over at the team.
Cool. All right,
and
look.
you guys in AMF. Not the bowling alley. I don't like bowling.
Not the bowling alley. Every time you search for AMF on Facebook, it'll bring that up first.
Yes,
Yeah.
it does. You guys said Aussie mix and fix, that's
Yeah,
why.
that's it, you got to type the whole thing in. Don't write AMF. You'll think we're a
Otherwise,
bowling centre.
Yeah, otherwise we'll be getting strikes instead of getting race.
That's
Well, we
it.
do
Yeah.
kind of get strikes if we make contact with someone, or off tracks.
I don't know. A few maybe later. We'll probably find out about a few later.
I actually think that's my first race this season that I did not get a single off track or contact.
Really?
Wow.
Oh,
Which-
you didn't either.
Yeah, which was quite amazing going through that last battle there.
That is true. Craig Edwards
so-
as well. 0 incidents as well.
Yeah, well, I don't know if we still get points for 0 incidents.
I'll get
I
back
hope
to you
we
on
do.
that one.
Well, we did quite a while ago, but I'm not too sure these days.
All right, cool. All right, well, thanks for joining us in the commentary booth. Good luck on your championship position as well, because I did look at the championship results before. This one's probably going to help you as well. So definitely, I'll put the championship positions up next week, and your name will definitely be on it.
Excellent. Okay, thank you very much, fellas. I'll speak to you later.
No worries, mate.
Although,
Cheers, Steve.
yeah,
All right, let's bring in P2 of the GT3 class, GTEs. How many times have we messed that up if I had $1 for every time? I'll tell you. All right, welcome to the commentary booth, Phil Morton. How you going?
Not bad, Steve and Isaac. How's it going?
Oh, not too bad,
well, we're
mate.
trying to catch our breath. That was a entertaining finale.
Yeah, it was a bit busy on track, wasn't it?
Bit
Yeah.
crazy. Yeah, you did a stellar run yourself, mate. What's going on?
Yeah, had all of about 20 minutes practice, so I'm pretty happy with that result.
That's a stellar job then, because you were pretty much in the thick of it pretty much all night.
Yeah, I think I got a bit lucky with the safety car because
You pitted, yeah.
I pitted just before it,
Because
and
you were
then,
effective leader for a fair bit.
was I effective leader?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, well I was after the SC for a couple of laps, wasn't I? And then I
Yep.
decided to go and say hi to the wall at Moss.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We saw that too.
Yeah, I thought you might. But no, it was really tough out there with the traffic, trying to cut your way through it without getting in too much hassle. But yeah, coming into Moss that time, I missed a gear shift down and had third gear instead of second, and it just pushed wide, and there was nothing I could do at that point.
Well, that's it. Gather it back up and get back on track, and it just tells you the result that you've got from getting
Yeah.
back on track and not giving up, you know?
Oh yeah. I was all ready to go in the pits if I had suspension damage and stuff. So I was just making sure that it wasn't so bad that I needed to do that, and it didn't seem like any steering damage occurred. I just must have clipped the front bumper, and yeah, I was able to carry on luckily.
100%. Nah, but that was an amazing drive. You got to definitely go look back and look at the live broadcast on that. We did cover it a fair bit this evening, even when you were back and did the pit stop and came out in front of Craig Edwards, and then you had a little bit of a mingle with a little bit of traffic, and and another car's in front of you. But no, you did exceptionally well tonight.
Thank you very much. Yeah, it was actually really tough on track. Everyone was driving so quick. The GT3s had so much pace. Trying to pass them, it was genuinely difficult. You had to get your run out of Moss onto that back straight, absolutely nail it. If you didn't nail it, then you were stuck behind them for another lap. They were doing so well. So yeah, I'm kind of stoked.
Yeah, I would be too. Well, you're in the middle step of the podium in the GTE class. By all means, you've got an open mic. Give a shout out to your team sponsors or anyone. Go for it, mate.
Yeah, got to give a shout out to Sim Racing Collectibles, HRS, Demon Tweaks, the rest of my teammates, because they had a lot of effort they put into this round as well, much more than I did. So yeah, really good to see them doing pretty well as well. Unfortunately, Darren got caught out by the safety car. But yeah, and if I could plug my own Trixed logo, as I'm doing paints, and of course should be starting to stream as of next week.
Ah, awesome. Well, look, we'll keep an eye on that, and we'll plug it as well and give you a hand. So yeah, definitely, mate.
Thank you very much, guys.
All right, thanks for joining us in, and we'll probably see you back again next week.
Yep, see you next week.
See you, mate. All right, let's bring in the man himself, Craig Edwards. Craig, how you going, buddy?
Oh, good, thanks, Steve.
Yeah, you're back in here. You skipped last week, but you're back in here. You might as well come be a commentator.
Oh yeah, that's nice. Nice to be back again. I've got a bit of a streak going at the moment. It's quite nice.
Yeah,
a streak, championship leader by 60 odd points. From round 5 you were 60 points ahead. So, God knows what you are now.
Yeah, I just did a bit of stats myself. It's I think it's your 4th win in a row, and how many rounds have we done? 7. 7. Sorry. So it's a five race winning streak. You've won 6 of the last 7, so you've pretty much won 85.7% of the season.
Yeah, okay, those are nice figures.
Yeah.
You're gonna get busted soon. You're gonna get demoted back to GT3 class, and still in the category of GTE.
Okay.
No. You've done a stellar drive, man. But look at that. Out of all the Beamers and stuff, the closest Beamer to you was in P7. So the Ferraris cleaned it this one.
Yeah, well, it looked like it was the Porsche's race to have in warm up. They were and qualifying as well. They were looking pretty speedy, but looks like a few of the Ferraris have snuck to the front. In that middle part of the race, so a lot of the M8s were in that front pack, and I wasn't catching them very quick. They were holding a good pack.
Yeah, that was between the whole 7th, 8th, 9th, 12th kind of battle that was going on in front of you, just after the pit stops.
Yeah, it was,
after the safety car, yeah.
Those guys looked like they were doing a good job there at that.
Well, that's it. But you definitely led a really, really fast race. 4-second lead over Phil in the Ferrari. So it was definitely a good run from you tonight, mate.
Oh, I put my run down to strategy though. I got lucky with that pit stop. A few of my competitors didn't come in at the same time, and I ended up with a big pit stop advantage over them late in the race.
Yeah, because Steve Lattimore did clean it up in the pits with the time he put. He was like 5 seconds faster overall lane time than what yours was. So,
yeah, the only problem with that is that Steve had to do his pit stop under green flag conditions.
Not safety car.
Yeah. He's done a brilliant job in the end to only end up 6 seconds behind, because he probably would have dropped about 30 seconds of track time when he came.
Well, how was your how were you dealing with that fight with Philip Morton after the safety car there?
Well, actually, initially I didn't think that Philip was on the same strategy as me. I thought he had to pit as well, so I was just pacing behind him, happy to make an opportunistic pass, but also happy just to wait for him to pit. He went off at Moss and I got through, and then I noted that he didn't pit for the rest of the race, so I'm thankful for his mistake, really.
Yeah, it was blind there. I'm not meant to be racing this guy. I'm just going to sit behind him. Oh, well, that's it. Well, it turned out how it did, and unfortunate for Phil, he did go off at Moss. He did explain that he was just in third gear and missed a gear change and went a little bit wide. But Fortunate for him, he went back out on track and kept going. And he brought home P2. But look at you, you got on the top step again, mate. I swear you're just going to be a resident, commentator here soon. We'll have to get you in every week.
I'll try and keep it going.
Yeah, why not, mate?
Yeah.
Well, while you've got the open mic, mate, give a shout out again. By all means, all your friends, sponsors, team, everything, mate. You go for it.
Yeah, no worries. Big thanks to my team, Fusion Sim Racing, powered by AWS, and our sponsors, Eclipse Signage, Dripping Paint Graphics, and Carter Plus.
You just cut out there at the Carter bit.
Oh, that's happened twice in a row. Yeah, our last sponsor, Carter Plastering.
No worries, mate. Well, congrats on the top step of the podium, man. And thanks for jumping in the commentary booth once again.
Thanks a lot, gentlemen. I'll catch you soon.
No worries, mate. Well, what a night of racing. Crazy as.
It was.
It was absolutely crazy. I'm Steve Kirk. This is Isaac Edwards. Thank you for joining us once again for podium broadcasting of the AMF GT Dev Series. And a massive shout out to our sponsor, Century Batteries, over in Lismore. Without you, this wouldn't happen. That's all I got to say. Anything else you want to close on there, Isaac?
Nope. I think I'm all sorted here.
We'll see you back here on Monday night for the AMF Monday Night Series. And Mr. Ryan Colstead, the man that you heard jump in for race control, is going to be the commentator for tomorrow. So, don't ask me where the cars are. They change every week, every car, every track. It is really good, fun racing to jump in. So if you're a part of the AMF or Aussie Mixed and Fixed iRacing League, or you do have them on Facebook, as we were joking around before, do not search AMF. It'll come up with the bowling place. That is not us. We are race car drivers. Look for Aussie Mixed and Fixed iRacing League. There is a page there. Get involved. And see you on track. Otherwise, we'll see you tomorrow night.
Cheers.
Safety car, safety car, safety car. Slow down, single file, guys. Single file, safety car, safety car.